ground was hard.
And he looked rocked. If you go back and watch,
yes.
Moxley looks rocked right away.
He normally has a goofy expression on his face, but this was even worse, but you could tell also because he couldn't get up. Because Felix tried to pick him up and throw him back in the ring, and his legs, Moxley's legs wouldn't work. They went to rubber. And he dropped back down, and then Felix tried to put him against the railing in front of the front row. And his legs went to rubber again, and now Felix is chopping him. I guess he's trying to wake him up, like slapping him around. You okay? And finally, he rolled him in the ring, and then they rang the bell to start the match. So, Brian, he legitimately was, Moxley being he, legitimately was injured or knocked goofy or concussed or whatever by what we can tell by that opening dive, right into his head. And I said that the other day. I said I'd rather take 25 pile drivers from Jerry Lawler or 25 tombstones from The Undertaker than let one of these fucking idiots dive off something onto me. Well, that's the first way he got hurt. But now they've started doing the fucking match, right? They've rung the bell. And you can tell that Moxley is still groggy because Felix started doing his ridiculous tumbling, but it's like his dance partner was a zombie. To where the fucking announcers were even saying, oh yeah, Moxley looks like he's been rocked, or he's weak in condition, whatever. But then after a couple minutes, Moxley stopped Felix and started doing shit to him. And now it was a regular match between Mox, not a regular wrestling match, but a regular Moxley-Felix match. They fought in the middle of the crowd. Nobody was even scared enough to back up. Did you see that? The fans were all bigger than both of them. They're out in the crowd, and everybody's like reaching in to pat him on the back instead of cowering like, don't hit me. So then Moxley pushes Felix off the railing into the front row on top of some kids and risks a lawsuit, and then hooks Felix with the double arm, draping him over the railing, gives double fingers to the camera, mouths the word fuck to the camera, to the floor camera, like an 8-year-old kid, and double arm DDT'd Felix on the floor. And then half-ass rolled him in and covered him and got a 2 count. And at this point, I'm like, what an unprofessional twat. But let's see. So the guy got a concussion. But right now, he is just double-arm suplexed the fucking guy on the floor while giving double fingers and mouthing fuck to the camera. So he's normal.
I don't need to use my brain to do my stupid shit.
And then Felix did a bunch of flips and got a 2 count. And then Moxley leveled him with a lariat and did another finger. He's got all the crudeness of Austin with none of the looks, talent, or personality.
Share your love of the game with a surprise move. Kinder Joy. A gummy treat. And an all-star lineup of NBA mascot toys for your favorite fan. Kinder Joy.
Austin with none of the looks, talent, or personality. But then they go back to the floor. And then Felix again drops Moxley feet first over the guardrail into some kid's lap. And that's where Moxley was supposed to hang there until Felix went to the top rope and came off with the leg drop, but Moxley was just hanging over it. And there was nothing for Felix to drop, so he just went right down his back and landed on his ass in a fucking heap.
Yeah, by the way, there were other options for him, too. He could have found something else to do with that.
Anything! If you're gonna break the world high diving record by jumping off a 100-foot platform into a bucket of water, and somebody moves the bucket, you have to jump anyway. And then they went to the break because I wrote, good God, there's more of this. Because again, I thought, okay, the guy got hurt, he got rocked, impromptu finish, it probably didn't last long. No, now they're having this fucking match.
And I had to watch through the picture-in-picture because it looked like Moxley was rocked, and they just kept doing heavier and heavier shit to each other.
And yes, and in picture-in-picture, Moxley was killing him. He hit him with a pile driver. He's chopping him. And then, again, they come back from the break, and Felix hit a double stomp off the top rope for a 2 count. And then they went to the ramp, and Moxley curb stomped Felix on the ramp, and the fans started singing Seth's song when he did the curb stomp. And then Moxley hit a pile driver on him, and he got a 2 count. And then he beat him up some more. And then they went into the closing, as it turned out it would be the closing sequence. Moxley goes up to superplex Felix off the top, right? And Felix knocks Moxley off to the mat. The bump looked fine. He didn't hit his head. Got a 2 count. The ramp, and the fans start break, and Felix hit a double. Moxley was killing him. He hit him with a pile driver. He's chopping him. And then, again, they come back from the break, and Felix hit a double stomp off the top rope for a 2 count. And then they went to the ramp, and Moxley curb stomped Felix on the ramp, and the fans started singing Seth's song when he did the curb stomp.
That's all I gotta say.
And then Moxley hit a pile driver on him.
They kept on him up. Some of the dude doing
And
it
then
up.
came up some more.
Did he lose? How did he lose?
They went into the closing.
What's going on, brother? Brother, chill, man.
sequence.
Armed and justice, right? Hell in the hell.
Superplex Felix,
Asshole.
right? And Felix knocks Moxley off to the mat.
That's it.
The bump looked fine. He didn't hit his head. As soon as he landed, Moxley placed himself perfectly for the senton that was coming, had his arms into his sides, till he knew exactly what was going on. Felix hit the senton off the top, and it wasn't like a Jeff Hardy. You're going to land on your ass. He did it right. He didn't cover. He pulled Moxley right up, and that's where he did the first sit-out powerbomb. And that's what we talked about on the program a couple of days ago. Well, not powerbomb, sit-out pile driver. I'm sorry. And that's what we talked about, on the show a couple of days ago, is that he put him up over his shoulder. And not only is Moxley a taller guy, so his head's than Felix, so his head's going to be lower, but also he didn't do what you do in any variation of that. He didn't keep his legs together to give Moxley the cushion of his shoulders on the guy's thighs. His legs were spread. And in the slow-mo, you see he drops him on his fucking head. But this is what Moxley said. Oh, the pile drivers were fine. It was the dive at the first of the match. Okay, for 10 minutes, they were doing their match, and Moxley was kicking the shit out of this guy. And suddenly, he picks him up, he gives him this pile driver, he covers him, the referee goes to count, corpse referee, Rick Knox, useless. The referee counts 1, 2, Moxley doesn't move a muscle, a foot doesn't come up, a hand, a shoulder, nothing. And the referee holds up at 2.9, and the crowd starts booing. And then Moxley says something. You see him say something even before the referee starts counting. But he counted and held up. And then he says something else while the crowd is booing. And then somehow out of that, Felix jerks him up and picks him up and gives him another one of what he's just given him. And it looked like his head hit again. 1, 2, 3. Now, we know this was not the finish. Moxley was not supposed to lose the title nor lose the match. We know that Moxley made the decision to not win the match because he got hurt. But now they're trying to claim that it was because he got hurt at the start of the match when he had done all this shit and was in full possession of his, if not his faculties, there's a line there somewhere, but his physical presence in the match was fine. He was pile driving this guy. He was doing all this other shit. And then suddenly, boom, he gets hit with that move, and he decides then, I'm not going to kick out. I've kicked out everything else. He's kicked out all my shit in the last 10 minutes, but I ain't going to kick out now. And then the referee still didn't count it. So we're expected to believe that Moxley said, give me another one of those? Or did he just say, fuck it, beat me, I'm hurt? And instead of just covering the guy or dropping an elbow, Felix is a moron and has to pick him up and drop him on his head again. And why did Moxley go? I would have been going, fuck you, I'm staying down here. And what was the referee thinking? It was the referee's fault that the match didn't end, even though it was not the right finish, that it didn't end with the first pile driver, because the referee didn't do his job. When nobody kicked out, he still didn't count. He exposed business in front of all those people. It wasn't even close. It wasn't a judgment call. Nobody was fucking moving. So he fucked up. Felix fucked up at least 2 times, maybe 3, depending on how many concussions he gave Moxley. And if Moxley was that hurt at the start, but determined to go through with the rest of the match because it was live television and the show must go on, then why did he do another 10 minutes and then just lay down and say, fuck it, beat me for this fucking thing, I'm done? What the fuck is going on here?
And I just rewatched the part I told you about, where he was going for the leg drop with Moxley over the apron. It almost looked like he kicked him. I think maybe I was wrong where he kicked him, but his whole body lands against the back of Moxley's head, pushing him against the barricade. So Moxley's head is getting hit all over the place.
Well, then maybe it's number 4. They probably looked at Moxley's head and said, fuck, we can't damage that.
Rick Knox, if you watch any of his matches, specifically this one, and just try to think to yourself, I'm going to ignore the wrestling. I'm going to focus on him. What is he doing? Or try to do commentary. What would the referee's commentary be? What is he doing out there? Why is he refereeing anyone's matches except for the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla kids?
Remember the Dork Order guy that jumped off the top rope and landed on his head and knocked him out? He was stiff in the ring and the 6-man was still going on and they just drug him to the side and kept going. Knox was the referee in that one too. And he couldn't even impart, hey, there's a guy here that's goddamn going into convulsions. Maybe we ought to do a little injury timeout.
If you're Tony Khan, even though Moxley, although Moxley, I guess they're saying that he wasn't really that badly hurt after the fact, how pissed are you that he decided to call an audible and give up the belt? This isn't Harley Race in Australia.
Oh, you were right.
Out.
Well, but here's the thing.
He did. He just gave him the belt.
Hello.
I don't know how Moxley
I know, right, baby?
made up to,
You don't know what I'm doing?
to take the heat off Felix's pile driver, because
You don't.
what happened with one of these times.
You're right. Like you didn't know I know that.
But if I was Tony Khan and I saw that finish and I'm like, oh, change my deal, right? I would know something was wrong with somebody if they came back and said, yeah, he dropped me on my fucking head and I just couldn't get up. Tony, I'm sorry. I would be mad at Felix, and I'd be mad then at the referee for holding up the count and exposing the business in front of all those people. And then I would be mad at Felix again for dropping him on his head again, but I wouldn't be mad at Moxley because he got dropped on his head. However, if Moxley was to come back and say to me, yeah, on that dive at the start of the thing, he landed on my head, I hit the ground, I just didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I finally just got to the point, I said, you stupid motherfucker! It took you 10 minutes to figure that out. You could have got back in the ring and small packaged him and kept the fucking belt and said you were hurt and there'd be no heat. But if you get hurt then, wrestle 10 more minutes so you get all your shit in, and then decide you can't get up and drop my fucking belt to this guy and screw up my plans. Fuck you, you idiot. There was plenty of chances for people to get out of that if the only injury was the flip dive. or if they're lying and he dropped him on his head and rung his bell and he couldn't fucking get up, then they ought to come out and say that, because that makes a lot more sense than, oh, I got brain damage, but I decided to do all my shit for 10 more minutes where I could have got out of this thing at any point, but instead I decided to be a fucking hero and go until he dropped me on my head again. And that time I couldn't get up.
A concussion is a concussion. It's not like, oh, I just had a tiny concussion. No, it's a concussion.
So that's what I'm saying, is none of this makes any sense with the story that they're telling. I don't believe he should have continued any longer than he absolutely had to when he got his bell rung. Which is why the fault is on Moxley. If he was injured so badly in one of the first moves of the match, that he went another 10 minutes and then lost the belt because he couldn't continue. Or more likely because he got dropped on his head a fucking again.
And we're pretty sure that the words he said after the first pile driver were, let's do that again.
Don't stop the beat. Come on, everybody, move your feet.
I don't see how that would have been a thing he would have said. And I know he's a different kind of cat. But no, I don't. Do that again, I don't think would have come up. I can see feed me, pin me, I'm hurt. Stop this thing.
I'm a different kind of cat. Woof, woof.
Meow. Well, anyway, so that's why I say, and then the doctor came in to check on him, and then they wouldn't shoot him with the camera. They were shooting the happy victor, the new international champion. But either it was the pile driver, or Moxley just said, fuck it, I'm going to put him over and give it to him. Because that's the only explanation. I'm sorry, you can't go and have that match that they had for 10 more minutes, and then if you get a safe move done to you and just decide at that point, you know, fuck, I can't get back up.
I can't feel my legs. I'll drop it.
Bring me back to my senses. Oh, all right. And
one last thing on this. Just, again, it's another AEW event that in a lot of ways should be looked at as a success, especially if they had a big walk-up. But stories coming out of it aren't about the success of the show. It's about, did Moxley get hurt?
Yeah. And come to find out, again, as we mentioned earlier, the luck of fools and plumbers, Moxley's okay and walking around, and Adam Cole went to the hospital to do a run-in. We'll get there in a second.
He came from the hospital, and he had to go to the hospital.
And had to go right back. They had to have a shuttle service. And really, that's what they told you. Well, no, instead of doing a sponsorship with the hospital or ambulance, just have a shuttle bus service, regular trips leaving for the hospital on the hour.
This segment is brought to you by Mount Sinai.
But speaking of, let's go back to the Dynamite for a second, because they did a rating. We got to put them over. We got to give them some applause. They actually got over 900,000 for the first time in ages and eons with their big Arthur Ashe Stadium extravaganza. And this time, they had a main event.
Hi, I'm Wally Finger, Hall of Famer.
Let's keep this show moving in the TikTok algorithm.
IG, just sit back and enjoy. You guys don't jump over that. We are live on TV here on YouTube, guys. Super chats are greatly appreciated and brought on in between taking calls at Ryback at X Spaces, the People's Podcast. If you guys want to call in the early show at Ryback on X Spaces, thank you to all my great subscribers over there as well. We are live on Twitch at Ryback Rules, and we are live on Twitter at X at Ryback for the video as well as the audio. This show's available on all podcast platforms. iTunes reviews are greatly appreciated, guys. If you've got a minute to go leave a star rating and write a review, it really helps me out on the audio platforms. As you know, we're one of the most listened to overall shows, pro wrestling, and in health and fitness as well, guys. But we are very diversified in where those listens come from, streaming on 6 different platforms with that. So it helps out when you leave an iTunes review for the audio podcast. This show is brought to you by Feed Me More Nutrition, my premium supplement line sweetened with stevia and monk fruit. No harmful artificial sweeteners or colors for all people, men and women. He, she, and me. FeedMeMore.com. Save 15% signing up for my email and text message. Massive savings will ring on the menu bar on FeedMeMore.com. Get 15% off your next order by signing up and get a free shaker bottle and finish it. BCAA Electrolyte Matrix Raspberry Lemonade flavor, guys. 30 servings, a $65 value with the shaker bottle. Yours free with any purchase plus the discount code. Guys, sign up for that. Hooking you up all the way around all the Ryback merch, the drinkware, the accessories, the ball caps, and the best supplements on the planet. FeedMeMore.com. We're almost done. Can you handle the heat? Ryback's Pepper Slam Chug Challenge on LeagueOfFire.com. Guys, just go to the homepage there on LeagueOfFire.com. If you think you can handle the heat, this is as intense as it gets. We've got the instructions that come with it. You can put it on social media. You can do it on your own. The Ryback Pepper Slam Chug Challenge, exclusively on LeagueOfFire.com. With that, also give Zombie Sailor Toys a follow on IG. Guys, we're going to be coming out with the Ryback Terminator debut singlet, guys, a limited edition, 1,500 units, brand new action figure, my first action figure in many years, guys, now that I own the Ryback, all of my brand likeness with that. So check that out, Zombie Sailor Toys, as we get ready to announce that pre-sale date. They will go fast. They probably will sell out the day of, guys, so you want to make sure you're following, that you're ready to go for when that release is put out there. He does great figures as well. I'm looking forward to it as well. Somebody says Shelton Benjamin looks like he's going to AEW. Yeah, I don't know. That wouldn't be a bad thing at all. He's an amazing worker and out of experience. He'd be very beneficial on that person. I don't know how they use it or what they do, but I can see him. There's definitely a spot for him, no doubt. Take a look at the chat here, guys. Sweet sugar, good to see you, buddy. All right, let's see what we got going on X Spaces today, guys.
We got me on here. We got me on here.
Andrew, hey, this is the time for Junior. Just got refugees, he went to McDonald's and the police jumped him, he fought the police.
Hold on, what'd you say? Yeah, I remember talking about police.
At McDonald's, and they came and the two police with little kids who found me out of the way.
I remember that.
You remember that?
I remember that. I got arrested. They said I was throwing up gang signs while I was doing DS. I was doing DS. And they said I was throwing up gang signs. Yeah, they said I was throwing up gang signs. And the white crying at the payphone. No, he was trying to give me a ticket. I did. Never give me. Yeah,
apologize yesterday. They kicked the show off, just shut it down. They were not distributing it out. I don't know if there was a technical issue with X. No, never ended up seeing anything. I have the app off my phone most of the time after this show anyways. I can't handle any of this BS anymore. So it's, I'm quite frankly, I'm over it with it. But they will not win. We're going to keep it going. I just don't have time to see the BS on here. What's up? Welcome to the Ryback Show. What's on your mind? Hello?
Oh, hey. Sorry about that. I was commenting on something. I had 2 questions for you about wrestling.
Okay.
Okay, this is back many years ago with Eddie Guerrero, and I don't believe in any internet postings about certain things about wrestling. I want to believe what I talk to about wrestlers.
Okay.
How did he actually die, if that's not too much?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh, you weren't there? Okay.
I don't know anybody was. It was in a hotel room alone.
Okay. Now, my second question, real quick. Last time I listened to your podcast-wise, you guys were talking, I think it was you and Shawnee, were talking about how Vince McMahon likes to just use you guys for his deals and whatever. And isn't it true that, I guess, his daughter and son-in-law are now co-CEOs of it?
I believe Stephanie's stepped down from the company last year at some point or earlier this year. I don't remember if it was. I don't think she has anything to do with the company anymore.
Alright, I was just trying to figure that out because last time my dad still watches WWE Raw Monday night, and he always tells me when I was watching it with him, you guys, his exact words, and I apologize if I'm going to say these words the wrong way.
With no cussing, please.
Alright, I'll try to bleep that out.
Let's no cussing. That's not like, I'm not asking, I'm telling you, just so you know.
Alright, I'll do that for you. My dad's words to me was, you guys speak while wrestling's on, I will tell you, go to bed. I don't want no talking, I want to watch it like it was actually a movie. I'm like, okay, well, one day I start talking, and he goes, you want to go to bed early, son? I go, no. And shut up. I don't know why my dad's all for wrestling, no matter if it's fake or real or whatever. He likes to watch it like it was a movie.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
And I do actually like the one I was watching with you and Kane when you were saying how you wanted your order.
Concession stand, yeah.
Yeah, he goes, we're all out of that. All we got is Weeders. And he throws it at you and you're
right out of that. Yeah, and he threw the hot dog.
You beat the heck out of him. I'm like, holy crap.
That was a fun segment. That is a really, really high viewed YouTube video as well. But that is when I go, hey King, you forgot your nuts. Stupid.
Oh my word. I lost it so much. I was like, man, right back being one of them. I'm like, I like John Cena. I like Kane, Undertaker. I like Randy Orton. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know his bloodline, but my cousin, man.
Randy Orton?
Yeah, when I was in
When
I was with my cousin Jeff, I want to say his name was Jeff Yetter. I'm not sure, Jeff Try. One of the Jeffs. I was talking about wrestling, and he goes, well, my dad told me that we are related to Randy Orton. I said, are you kidding me? He goes, no, my dad verbally told me that. I said, how far down the line are we related to him if that's true? He goes, I don't know, but my dad told me we are.
You guys should show up at his house.
Do what?
Show up at his house. Just go ask him.
Yeah, I have to do research where he lives and I forget, but...
Yeah, I'm sure you can find all that. I mean, people find mine. I'm sure they can find Orton's. St. Louis.
Yeah, if I find that out, I will literally make...
I mean, you might want to try to get a hold of them, just, I mean, not show up completely unexpected, but I mean, that would be, you know, your family members, you're one of the Ortons, and you got, well, a piece of that might be yours.
Yeah, I've been trying to actually, to be honest, I've been trying to actually get trained enough where I can actually be in wrestling. After what I heard you say, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go with what they want me to do.
What about Matt Riddle's gone? Orton's coming back. He needs a partner probably. If you can get trained in time, arcade bro all over again, but literally gross.
I'll actually take that into consideration. I actually might do that. I really might try and do that, because that actually seems...
Members, you're one of the Orton's men. You got a piece of that might be yours.
Yeah, I've been trying to actually, to be honest, I've been trying to actually get trained enough where I can actually be in wrestling. After what I heard you say, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go with what they want me to do.
What about Matt Riddle's gone? Orton's coming back. He needs a partner probably. If you can get trained in time, arcade bro all over again, but literally gross.
I'll actually take that into consideration. I actually might do that. I really might try and do that, because that actually seems... I'm like, okay.
That's not like...
Watches...
I don't remember if it was...
Now co-use you guys, wise wrestlers.
Okay. I just don't have time to see the BS on here. What's up? Welcome to the Ryback Show. What's on your mind? Hello?
Oh, hey. Sorry about that. I was commenting on something. I had 2 questions for you about wrestling.
Okay.
Okay, this is back many years ago with Eddie Guerrero, and I don't believe in any internet postings about certain things about wrestling. I want to believe what I talked to about wrestlers.
Okay.
How did he actually die, if that's not too much?
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh, you were there, okay.
No, I don't know anybody wasn't in this hotel room alone.
Okay. Now, my second question, real quick. Last time I listened to your podcast, wise, you guys were talking, I think it was you and Shawnee, were talking about how Vince McMahon likes to just use you guys for his deals and whatever. And isn't it true that, I guess, his daughter and son-in-law are now co-CEOs of it?
I believe Japanese away stepped down from the company last year at some point or earlier this year. I don't remember if it was. I don't think she has anything to do with the company anymore.
Alright, I was just trying to figure that out because last time my dad still watches WWE Raw Monday night, and he always tells me when I was watching it with him, you guys, his exact words, and I apologize if I'm going to say these words the wrong way.
No cussing, please.
Alright, I'll try to bleep that out.
Let's not bleep it out. Let's no cussing. That's not like, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, just so you know.
Alright, I'll do that for you. My dad's words with me was, you guys speak while wrestling's on, I will tell you, go to bed. I don't want no talking, I want to watch it like it was actually a movie. I'm like, okay, well, one day I start talking, and he goes, you want to go to bed early, son? I go, no. Hey, shut up. I don't know why my dad's all for wrestling, no matter if it's fake or real or whatever. He likes to watch it like it was a movie.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
And I mean, I do actually like the one I was watching with you and Kane when you were saying how you wanted your order.
Concession stand, yeah.
Yeah, he goes, we're all out of that. All we got is wieners. And he throws it at you and you're
fresh out of that. Yeah, and he threw the hot dog in your face.
out of him. I'm like, holy crap.
That was a fun segment. That is a really, really high viewed YouTube video as well. With that is that I go, hey King, you forgot your nuts. Stupid.
Oh my word. I lost it so much. I was like, one of them, I'm like, I like John Cena, I like Kane, Undertaker, I like Randy Orton. Now, I want to be honest with you. I don't know his bloodline, but my cousin, when I was
Randy Orton?
Yeah, when I was in when I was with my cousin Jeff, I want to say his name was Jeff Yetter, I'm not sure, Jeff Tribe. One of the Jeffs. I saw about wrestling, and he goes, well, my dad told me that we are related to Randy Orton. I said, are you kidding me? He goes, no, my dad verbally told me that. I said, how far down the line are we related to him if that's true? He goes, I don't know, but my dad told me we are.
You guys should show up at his house.
What?
Show up at his house. Just go ask him.
Yeah, I have to do research where he lives, I forget, but...
Yeah, I'm sure you can find all that. I mean, people find mine. I'm sure they can find Orton's. St. Louis.
Yeah, if I find that out, I will literally make...
I mean, you might want to try to get a hold of them, just, I mean, not something completely unexpected, but I mean, that would be... If you know your family members, you're one of the Ortons, and you got, piece of that might be yours.
Yeah, I've been trying to actually, to be honest, get trained enough for it to actually be interesting. After what I heard you say, I don't know if I'm going to be able to go with what they want me to do.
What about Matt Riddle's gone? Orton's coming back. He needs a partner probably. If you can get trained in time, arcade bro all over again, but literally bros.
I'll actually take that into consideration. I actually might do that. I'll really might try to do that, because that actually is pretty cool. Bros, I'll do that.
But it's legit. It's not just like a gimmick or a catchphrase. It's blood.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would just double check, make sure it's all true. That's me personally, but that could be your end, brother, into the Fed.
Yeah, I'll actually do some research. Let him know that, hey, you might have a company, I got a question for you, and figure out what's going on with the bloodline with the family.
Bro, you imagine Roman Reigns and Solo in the ring, and you and Orton in there both doing the fist into the mat, double RKOs.
Oh my god, yeah.
Bro,
imagine that.
people going crazy. I'm telling you right now, I'm having trouble containing myself sitting here talking to you, thinking about it.
Well, I was hoping to get on the last time I listened to you, because I actually wanted to let you know, my cousin literally told me that. It was 2 weeks before he got actually released from jail. He goes, yeah, my dad told me we're related to Randy Orton. I said, how far down in cousin-wise are we? Because I know he's not my brother. I know he's not my nephew because he's older than me.
Blood is blood, though. Blood is thicker than water, that's for sure. I personally, though, wouldn't have the guy that was in jail anywhere near. If you have a clean record, I would be the one that. You should be the one that maybe tries to find that out. I would keep the guy that's been in prison away from the situation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have.
Randy does have a lot of guns. I will say that. I've seen it.
Yeah, I don't have a full clean record, but there's some of the stuff that I went through with my record that I tried to fight, but they took it over and, oh, you're guilty. I'm like, screw it.
I swear. You know a guy named Chase?
Chase, I
down in Harvest, Alabama.
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Small world.
Familiar. Yeah. Alright, well, I just want to ask this question to let you know my bloodline, what I was told. My cousin's about ready to start his lawnmower. So if anybody else wants to help on, or if yours is about ready to end it, I'll talk to you whenever I get a chance.
You got it, Guardian. You have a great day, alright?
Oh, you too. You guys take care, everybody on here, including you right back.
Alright, take care.
You too, later.
First caller, ladies and gentlemen. We're off to a great start today. Gonna take a moment, take a sip of my finished BCAAs and regroup. I hear voices in my head. All right. And with that, we're going back to the big sausage Shawnee, ladies and gentlemen. Brother, I think this should be a #1 rated show for just the calls like that that come in.
I wanted to get him so bad and ask him what he was in jail for.
I didn't want to push that. #1 rated show. Going back into this up. We're going back into this show. Brother, I think this should be a #1 rated show. Get all of that coming. I didn't want to push it. I kind of regret saying you should show up at Orton's house after hearing all that. The criminal records started coming out. I maybe you should not have said that. I am going to take that back on record. That was all for entertainment purposes, guys. It did not legit mean the sarcasm I thought would be picked up. It wasn't. It went a little further than I would have comfortably have liked.
Do you know a guy named Chase? He's like, yeah.
Yes.
My dad knows me.
He's my 4th cousin. He's my 4th cousin. Orton's my 6th.
My dad yells at me. I can't eat ice cream. Wait, how old are you? I'm 37.
No, I know he's a good guy, and I just.
No. Listen, he's a great guy, but come on, that's just like.
My neighbor's a great guy too, but he's not related to Randy Orton either.
Exactly. My neighbor's a great guy.
You're not related to Randy Orton either. None of us are related to Randy Orton. And if we were, he wouldn't have anything to do with us still. I have nothing to do with any of my cousins, let alone 2nd, 3rd, or 4th, or 5th. I'm pretty sure I get messages from Ancestry all the time. I'm like, I never talked to you before I made it. We're not going to talk after I made it. Good luck with life, though. You were like, yeah, we're 10 cities away and 50 family members apart. Like, it doesn't really matter.
Is that the same guy who was cousins with Bret Hart?
Brother, I have no idea. I get the 6-second abs guy on that. That was the 6-second abs. I swear, I wish Elon would distribute the show. I mean, I'm also getting calls like that. I think it brings great entertainment to the show.
It does.
But I also need a balance of just some decent, normal people from time to time.
Oh, for sure.
You know,
Yeah.
I love wrestling like everybody else, but there's levels to this, guys.
I'm so happy you took that call first. I can't tell you. I was literally, I was on the floor. I was holding my stomach.
I just kept glancing over at the chat. I'm seeing all the emojis on this go crazy, as well as the chat. And I'm just like, then it just kept going. I didn't think it was going to go nearly that far. I thought after I said, like, go visit his house, it was going to get shut down, and it somehow, that was just the beginning of it, unfortunately. Yeah, that wasn't what I thought he was going to say. I thought he was going, that's a little much right back, because that sounds a little crazy. Instead, Jesus, I wish I would have thought of that. Like, Go dirty. I have a great memory out here. I take my brain feed by feeding more nutrition every morning. So
I want a full rundown on how he got
whatever it was, I know it wasn't his fault. I know that much.
I don't even want to know the incest that is probably.
Brother, it's never their fault. It's never anyone's fault.
Yeah, I know my bloodline. She lives down the block.
Brother, I can't. I love doing this show every day. Like, I know, I tried to take a call just to let you guys, which that was entertaining. I'll be the first to admit that. But there's a reason we keep Shawnee on this show quite a bit, guys. And it's for my sanity, because I don't know how much of that I can take every day. Those TikTok lives, so at least I need a lot of good people on TikTok lives, I feel like.
Yeah, I think it's good. I didn't think that the girl was as pretty as you made her out to be.
Well, she is. I think on the page, if you go look at her, she's.
Of course, because that's pictures that she controls. But on the actual when she joined. When she joined, I'm like, she's pretty. Don't get me wrong.
I like the Latinas, though. That's the thing. I'm a Latina guy.
I get it, and I am too. But like, I don't know. She doesn't do it for me. I don't know what it is. She seems fake. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't know. I gotta wait and see. But I think it's good to just have people on there to bounce because like for the battles, it's fun to like. Because I want to get the ratings, and this is what the guy like kind of is advised on, kind of getting a wide assortment of people. But like doing battles with like more famous people too, and like
girls.
Yeah, and it, like that kind of can help if anything's going on with the account too. It can kind of help with just attracting more people in general. But it helps. My followers go up a lot more when I do that.
Yeah, bro, you had like 800 people watching at one point. I was on.
Which is still, last week I got up to like 1.7, 1,700. Yeah, it was. Last week I was rolling on the. It's weird, but there'll be other times where like the show doesn't get distributed out, like even the podcast, and there'll be other times I tell you where I'll come back and it's 50, 60, 70,000 views, and other times it's 3,000. I'm like, why? It's so weird, but that contact will hopefully be able to help me with some of this.
For sure, and I got cut off yesterday as I was speaking. The spaces just ended.
Oh yeah, that was, brother. I don't know what there was a technical issue at X with like the spaces where, because the show wasn't being shown, which we all saw and you saw that.
No chat box.
And then the show, I realized I was talking and I was still talking. It's probably on the YouTube, and I realized I go, wait, I go, Shawnee, and you went there, and I looked and the show was closed out. I didn't shut the show. Because I got to hit end on here. I literally had to hit the end button, and then I got to confirm it after that. And I was like, I didn't do that.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's when I wrote you on right away. I'm like, this is like insane.
So what's happening? Come on, Barney and Jackie. And Jane.
Weird things, right? Yeah. Well, YouTube just got back to me again. They supposedly said they closed the case the other day. I had the email where they said that it was over. They closed it and they didn't give an answer. And then I went to go open up a new chat, and the new chat still continued. They won't allow me to send any more messages on the chat option. Though it just keeps saying sending, and it won't let my message go through. So I go, they haven't closed the case on the thing, and they're just keeping it open so that I can't create a new case. And I had to go back, but I emailed him again, and I go, I really want this fixed. I want my questions answered to. A new lady got a hold of me, and she goes, send over screenshots of exactly what you're talking about. And I go, I want to know why. I go, these analytics, everything is greenlit and everything is positive. I go, I have a fantastic click-through rate of usually 7 to 10%, 6 to 10%, which is outstanding. Anything over 5 is outstanding. I have a lot of videos in 9, 10, 11% range with that. That's absolutely amazing. The problem is they're not showing my subscribers my videos. So when I, like the CM Punk video has the most views I've gotten in a while. I'm on there where I was CM Punk will be back in WWE. That has over 28,000 views. Wondering where the majority of those are coming from? Searches from dirt sheets writing something about it. It's not coming from YouTube distributing it out. And my own subscribers, it's like only a few hundred people of my own subscribers have even seen the video.
I see what you're saying. It's from other people sharing it.
On dirt sheets, and then people are clicking the link through that. That's how they're finding it. That's why it's getting views by people that don't even like me probably either. It's not even my own following, and it's not getting distributed even through the YouTube algorithm. And I have those analytics showing that. And so I want you to explain this video that has better analytics than any of the videos that I had that had 6-7-figure numbers. Please explain to me why the analytics on this are so much better, yet the views are so low. And please explain specifically why my 438,000 subscribers only a few.
How are you guys hearing?
Yeah, that's crazy. 438,000 subscribers, only 300 of my subscribers have seen it.
You're having fun.
But that's keeping the videos out of the algorithm is what it does, so that my own viewers don't see my stuff. So it's like they're just, and that's what they have that coding in there to make this happen time and time and time again. And I figured it out. So now, hopefully, I get somebody I'm literally I figured out your game. You guys waited for me to figure out the game. I figured it out exactly what you're doing to me. Now, what are you going to do to fix it? So we got to see.
Hopefully we can get you a rep or something. I'm going to ask around some of my friends.
Somebody you would think, brother, it is. But that's why I got to keep talking about it. Because eventually I'm going to meet TikTok. Finally found somebody. It's like I just got to keep going until eventually something.
Yeah, it'll happen, bro. It'll happen.
But,
You gotta keep fighting the algorithm. That's all.
But if I do nothing, nothing changes. That's the problem. It's like, this isn't something you can't. I'm quiet about it and nothing gets done, and it just hurts me sick.
100%. And did you hear the crickets when the kid first got on? Did you hear the crickets in the background?
Yeah, I thought I was hearing things. That was. Where was that coming from?
It was from him. He said he was about to mow the lawn or whatever.
I didn't even catch that part of it. I was wondering. I thought it was like coming from TikTok or like.
No, and I started laughing because he's the first caller and he had it on. He wasn't talking, and all you hear is the crickets.
Brother, I hope that wasn't one of those driving lawnmowers. I hope to God.
Oh, man. So I sent you this screenshot yesterday. Cody Rhodes had shared, so I didn't want to forget to talk about this. Because when we spoke about Cody and winning the championship and going back, you had said, yeah, but they're going to make him pay for it. And I was like, I was a little weary about it. And I believe you. Trust me, I believe you. But I was just a little weary about it being how big Cody has been, right? He puts out the schedule. And some people are saying it's not his particular schedule, but I don't know. I mean, I'm guessing he's going to be in these places. 9 cities in 4 days. On the last day, he has to go.
Wait, wasn't it 9 and 6 days, or did I misread that?
No, I believe it's. Hold on, let me check. But I think it was 4 days. Hold on, let me check.
So I was working out. I saw the image.
Yeah, it's the 26th to the 30th.
Oh.
The 26th, he has to. They have to be in New York, then Baltimore on the same day, then Boston, then Detroit in the next day, then Montreal to Texas the next day, then Toronto to Vegas, and then back to California.
Did Cody post that or no?
Cody posted it, yeah.
So that is the schedule he's on. If he posted that, that's what he's working.
I saw it. I went and saw it with my own eyes. I know he posted this. And this is right after Christmas. This is from...
Yeah, that's the Christmas tour. Yeah, every year we had to do this. I've done that where I had to do... Us versus the Shield got billed in double towns for a bit, too. So what's going on is Cody's working the championship tour, the championship schedule without a championship.
Yes.
That's what it is. It is exactly what it is. But here's the thing: if he wants to do it, and that's his he's willingly doing it. As long as maybe he brings Brandy and his daughter with him. I don't know, but that's all of us have had to do this every year for Christmas. Vince doesn't care about the holidays with the talent. Vince is home for the holidays, but the talents never get to be.
That is just it blew my mind, and I'm thinking in my head wow, guys.
He takes everybody away from their families to go entertain everybody else's families. So. That's what he makes more, because here's the reason behind it. They make more money than ever on those tours. Because people are looking for things to do. But it's like, if you start that, you could actually get people the 24th, 25th, and 26th off, and let 27th be the travel day, and do the shows at the end of the year, and give everybody, but he doesn't. He just likes to take people from the holiday. He gets off on that.
Man, if I owned a business, nobody would be working from
this is all that convinced them.
Christmas to New Year's.
And none of the talents will ever say anything because everyone's afraid. Michael Hayes is really bad. Michael will book the things. But they did it to us on, I forget what holiday, it was Thanksgiving one year. We had to all miss one of the holidays to go do a show. It was in Kansas City. Nobody wanted to be there. With it, we all spent our holidays away from our families. Because Michael Hayes thought it would be a good moneymaker to run the show on the night of Thanksgiving or something silly like that.
There's nothing worse than not having your family around. My dad used to work New Year's every year because in New York City they would have to have the cops at Times Square.
Yeah.
So he always took it as overtime and stuff. But it was mandatory, and it sucks not having your dad there for a couple Christmases.
Yeah.
You remember that kind of stuff.
You can't be there for that. When are you going to be there? That's the whole point. You're gone all the other time. There's no off season in wrestling. You can at least give them the big holidays, and not just part of the day. It's stressful. A lot of guys have to fly out Christmas night or early in the afternoon. Routinely we had to do that. So you're there, but you're not there. You're there for a portion, but you're mentally not there because you have to get ready to leave.
Yeah, 100%. And John just sent me a message. Becky making a quote on talent not knowing who they are about what you said yesterday or whatever. She made a little quote about it or whatever, just basically saying how people don't know their role and know their character and stuff. So it's just funny. Timing is funny.
What did she make that? Was it a tweet or did she?
Currently, we are a little light on women with credibility on Raw. I need people on this level, but if nobody's getting TV time, if nobody's getting any story time, then they can't rise up because nobody knows who the hell they are.
Ooh, she's starting to. I'll tell you that she's frustrated if she's putting out public stuff like that.
That was via the New York Post.
Yeah, so she's starting to get pretty outspoken. They're not gonna like that too much, which I love. I think it's great because screw them. But
yeah, I mean,
when you start making public comments like that, you're pretty much checked out already.
Yep.
That's why you do it because you're not being heard internally, so you start going public. That's a dangerous slope to play on, though. I knew full well when I went that. I knew I was done. But once I started,
you were at that point, you're who cares? What can they do to me? What else can they do to me?
I remember though, Yoshitatsu not understanding that Yoshitatsu put a tweet out when Tenzai. There was heat between Yoshitatsu and Tenzai because Tenzai was getting a big push early on, and Yoshitatsu was offended because he was a real Japanese wrestler. And, Tenzai was over in Japan, but he's American. But playing a Japanese wrestler or whatever on TV as Tenzai.